is that you're wasting too much developer time on your databases. So do you have to deploy your databases at night? When you need to do something on your databases, is there a small team of your best operators that's sitting there up at 2 in the morning, taking the database down, doing a database migration, and then rolling back up in production, and then crossing their fingers that nothing breaks? This is not how you should do database development. We have the technology to do rapid deployments, do instant rollbacks. But I've been in many software organizations where deploying in the middle of the night once a week is kind of the norm, or hopefully once a week, maybe once a month, once a quarter, once a year. Database deployments and database changes are generally very risky and dangerous, and they're generally avoided. You generally are avoiding database changes as much as you can because they're hard and dangerous. You're only doing them when they're absolutely necessary. You want to mitigate risk and you want to bundle them together, or you want to make sure your best operators are on call when you're doing them. And so whenever you're doing this, you're wasting developer time. You're sitting there queuing up a bunch of changes, not getting your software in production, not getting finding the bugs that you need to find in a timely manner. That tends to show that your database is a bottleneck in your development. Who has permissions to your database? Is it only senior people? Is it the most trusted people in your organization? When someone needs to make a database change, do they go to these people and have them look over their shoulder? Has that been all messed up because no equivalent of over-the-shoulder development exists in the new pandemic world and that you're remote? Can you really look over someone's shoulder via Slack or Discord, or do you really need to see what they're typing in the command line? I think a lot of us are experiencing this in the last year. A lot of the development practices that we got used to and used to mitigate risk in a pre-pandemic world don't apply in the post-pandemic world. And so we need new tools that make it easy to do human review of database changes when you can't look over someone's shoulder. What do you do if something went wrong with your database? Can you tell what happened? Can you tell who did it? Can you tell how long does that process take? Is that an instantaneous thing? Is that something that takes weeks, months, days? We need tools where you know exactly what happened to your database, why, when, and how. And that's a place where Dolt can help. Dolt has a Git style commit log, and you can see diffs, and there's just a lot more metadata about the changes that are being made to your database for you to use in a production debugging situation. COVID has changed a lot about work and software development work in particular. Our company is now back in the office. We're a small 11-person company, but many companies still are remote and will be remote forever. It's forever changed the nature of work. And so a lot of the software development processes that we've built to manage our changes and our software development are built for a in-person world. For instance, in my career, hey, can you quickly make sure I'm not running, that this command is all right? An over-the-shoulder review, as we called it, is just not possible in a remote world. Maybe you post that into your Slack or your Discord, that command, and have someone review it, but that's really not the same as being live, watching the person hit enter. You're kind of guaranteed to get the person's full attention when they're standing over your shoulder. So we need new tools and processes designed for this world. And we think Dolt can help with database development in this new world. How does your company handle database migrations? When you need to change the schema of your database, change a type, add an index, what do? Is that a change that needs to be done by a really expert DBA or senior engineer in the middle of the night? Do you take downtime when you need to do that? These are all signs that you might not have the right database technology for your operating environment. What if you could do migrations constantly, a continuous deployment, as we call it, as you do with your application layer? Dolt allows you to do that with the database. So databases tend to be a bottleneck in software development. The same technology that we were using in 1995, we're still using today. We have a centralized, deployed big piece of infrastructure. Only experts can operate on it. When you need to change it, it's a really big event. It needs to happen in the middle of the night. These are not the standard way that we do software development today, but we haven't built any new technology to solve this problem for databases. And so when we look for signs that our software development is being gated by our database, we look for things like who has permissions to write to the database, when are we doing migrations, who can do migrations, how many database changes happen per week, per month, per year, do we take downtime when we need to change our database. These are all things you need to look for to see if your database is a bottleneck in your software development. If you would like more information about Dolt or DoltHub, check out the link below. You can always email me at tim@dolthub.com. We're still early enough where I get to be Tim at. I like that. We also have a Discord. It's linked in the banner of DoltHub.com. Feel free to hit us up there. The team's always hanging out there and is happy to chat at any time.